What really powered Golden Age Hollywood? Talent alone, or something whispered behind studio doors? The camera sold innocence, but ambition moved differently when the lights shut off. Somewhere between casting calls and champagne smiles, certain women learned how attention worked and how to steer it. Halfway through this list, you may rethink who truly held control back then, and the final names might not be who you expect at all. Number 15. Virginia Mayo. Virginia Mayo mastered the art of appearing harmless. Blonde, cheerful, polite. Studios loved that image because it made everything else easier to ignore. Behind that glow was a woman who understood how Hollywood functioned long before many of her peers did. She did not wait for doors to open. She learned who held the keys. Crew members often described her as effortless company. Conversations flowed. Compliments landed softly. People felt chosen when she focused on them. That was her skill. Not forceful, not loud, just precise. Mayo knew that influence in Hollywood was rarely official. It traveled through dinners, private meetings, and quiet favors that never appeared in contracts. She worked steadily through the 1940s and 1950s, often in films that placed her close to powerful men. Directors trusted her. Executives listened. Actors competed for her attention. None of it ever reached the headlines because Mayo never allowed it to become messy. Everything stayed controlled. Her reputation moved quietly, passed from set to set like a knowing look. She was never punished for it. She was rewarded. That alone says everything about the era. Virginia Mayo did not break rules. She learned which ones mattered and which ones never did. Number 14. Beverly Michaels. Beverly Michaels never became a household name, but in studio circles, everyone knew exactly who she was. She worked in noir films where shadows mattered more than dialogue, and off-camera she lived by the same rule: direct, unapologetic, uninterested in pretending. Michaels did not chase long careers. She chased moments. Her presence on set made people alert. Writers noticed. Actors lingered. She had a way of making attention feel earned, not requested. That made her unpredictable and dangerous in a system built on order. Rumors followed her everywhere, notes left behind, invitations that skipped pleasantries. She was not subtle, and she did not need to be. Hollywood had room for women like Beverly Michaels as long as they stayed useful and quiet. She did neither. Her roles slowed. Her name faded. But her impact did not. People remembered how she moved through rooms, how she chose freely, how she never asked permission. Beverly Michaels did not lose Hollywood. Hollywood simply did not know what to do with someone who refused to play the long game. Number 13. Lana Turner. Lana Turner was built into a symbol, beauty polished to perfection, romance carefully arranged. Studios sold her as a dream, but dreams break when real feelings get involved. Turner's private life became louder than her performances because she refused to keep it hidden. She loved intensely, publicly, recklessly. Hollywood men were drawn to her like gravity, not because she chased them, but because she did not apologize for wanting more than appearances. Her relationships became front-page material long before studios lost control of publicity. Each affair shifted how she was treated, admired one moment, judged the next. Turner paid for visibility in ways her male counterparts never did, yet she never retreated. She continued choosing freely even when the consequences followed. Her legacy is complicated. She is remembered as glamorous, tragic, and unstoppable. Lana Turner proved that desire in Hollywood could build legends or burn them down, sometimes both at once. Number 12. Rita Hayworth. Rita Hayworth was marketed as a fantasy, but fantasies are fragile. The real woman behind the image wanted warmth, attention, and understanding in a system that offered none of those honestly. Her relationships became attempts to reclaim control over her own story. Men pursued her relentlessly. She married often, loved deeply, trusted poorly. Each connection promised escape and delivered disappointment. Hollywood blamed her for that pattern while quietly benefiting from the attention it created. On screen, she glowed. Off-screen, she searched. Hayworth's private life was never about excess. It was about longing. She wanted to be chosen for more than how she looked under studio lights. History often reduces her to headlines, but Rita Hayworth's story is quieter than that. She did not misuse influence. She tried to survive it. In a city built on illusion, that may have been the hardest role of all. Number 11. Jean Harlow. Jean Harlow moved fast because time was never promised. She rose quickly, loved openly, and lived without restraint. Hollywood called her daring. Studios called her profitable. The public called her unforgettable. Harlow did not hide relationships. She did not soften edges. Her honesty shocked people who expected women to pretend. That made her magnetic. She was young, confident, and completely uninterested in behaving carefully. Her life unfolded under constant attention. Praise and criticism arrived together. She worked constantly, socialized constantly, and burned brightly until her health failed. Hollywood took everything it could from her energy and left little behind. Jean Harlow became a symbol of speed, excess, and vulnerability, not because she wanted to shock, but because she refused to slow down for a system that never waited for anyone. Her story remains one of the clearest warnings Hollywood ever ignored. Number 10. Gloria Swanson. Gloria Swanson understood power before Hollywood pretended women had any. She arrived during the silent era when control was invisible but absolute. Swanson did not wait for approval. She negotiated, selected, and decided. That confidence unsettled people. Her relationships were never accidental. She moved among producers, directors, and influential figures with intention. Every connection strengthened her position. Some admired that. Others resented it deeply. Studios whispered, but they kept signing her because Swanson delivered results. She lived lavishly and visibly, multiple marriages, public attention, private arrangements that stayed off record. Her independence made her impossible to control, and that independence carried a cost as tastes shifted. By the time sound arrived, Swanson's personal life overshadowed her work. Hollywood turned colder. Yet she survived, reinvented herself, and returned stronger. Gloria Swanson was never reckless. She was strategic in a system that punished women for playing the same game men invented. Number 9. Marlene Dietrich. Marlene Dietrich did not belong to Hollywood. Hollywood adjusted around her. From the moment she arrived, she rejected expectations, style, behavior, loyalty. Everything was optional in her world. Her private life became legendary, not because of volume, but because of freedom. She moved across borders, social circles, and norms without explanation. Men admired her. Women admired her. Studios tolerated her because audiences could not look away. Dietrich treated romance like art, carefully chosen, never owned, never hidden. Her confidence unsettled executives who preferred control. She gave none. Her career thrived because she refused limits. Marlene Dietrich did not chase approval. She replaced it with fascination, and Hollywood followed whether it wanted to or not. Number 8. Joan Crawford. Joan Crawford believed control was survival. She rose from poverty into power through discipline, ambition, and carefully managed relationships. Nothing about her private life was random. She aligned herself with men who advanced her career and discarded connections that no longer served her goals. Hollywood respected her drive while quietly criticizing her methods. The same behavior that earned praise in men earned suspicion in her. Crawford did not seek affection. She sought stability in a city designed to offer none. Her relationships mirrored her work ethic, focused, intense, transactional when necessary. Her image remained polished, but her reputation carried weight. Joan Crawford did not apologize for choosing herself first. Hollywood never forgave that, but it never forgot her either. Number 7. Ava Gardner. Ava Gardner lived by instinct. She followed emotion wherever it led and accepted consequences without retreat. That honesty made her irresistible and unmanageable. Her relationships were public, passionate, and rarely quiet. She did not hide mistakes. She lived them openly. Hollywood loved the spectacle until it became difficult to control. Gardner valued experience over reputation. She refused scripts. She refused advice. She refused caution. That freedom shortened her peak, but cemented her legend. Ava Gardner did not play the long game. She played the real one. And Hollywood watched, fascinated and frustrated, as she refused to change. Number 6. Mae West. Mae West never hid anything. She turned attention into currency and humor into armor. While others pretended innocence, West sold confidence openly and fearlessly. She wrote her own lines, controlled her image, selected her company carefully. Nothing about her success was accidental. Her relationships fueled her authority rather than undermined it. Studios feared her influence but needed her results. Audiences loved her boldness. Mae West made independence profitable before Hollywood knew how to market it. She was never punished because she could not be replaced. Mae West did not follow rules. She rewrote them and charged admission. Number 5. Hedy Lamarr. Hedy Lamarr arrived in Hollywood already misunderstood. Studios sold her as beauty alone, but that was the least interesting thing about her. She was sharp, curious, and restless in a town that preferred women quiet, decorative, and predictable. That tension followed her everywhere and shaped how people responded to her private life. Men were drawn to her confidence, then unsettled by it. Connections formed quickly and ended just as fast. Lamarr never slowed herself down to make others comfortable. When interest faded, she moved on without explanation. Hollywood labeled her difficult because it could not categorize her. Her marriages came and went, not from carelessness, but from impatience with limitation. Friendships blurred into deeper attachments, then dissolved just as easily. She searched for stimulation in people the same way she searched for it in ideas. Constantly, restlessly, always forward. Studios benefited from her image while ignoring her depth. When she stopped fitting the fantasy, attention drifted elsewhere, but Lamarr did not vanish. She simply stopped offering access. Her story is not about excess. It is about a woman too alive for a system built on containment. Hollywood never caught up. It only moved on. Number 4. Pola Negri. Pola Negri entered Hollywood like a storm dressed in elegance. She was emotional, dramatic, and completely uninterested in restraint. The studio system tried to smooth her edges. She refused. That refusal became her signature. Her romances unfolded publicly, not because she sought attention, but because she did not hide emotion. She loved loudly, grieved openly, and moved forward without apology. Producers feared her unpredictability, yet audiences could not look away. Negri understood spectacle before Hollywood learned how to control it. As roles slowed, attention kept her visible. Each connection extended her presence, even as studios whispered behind closed doors. Visibility came with consequences. Opportunities narrowed, support thinned. But Pola Negri never begged for acceptance. She chose departure over compliance. Leaving Hollywood meant preserving her legend instead of watching it shrink. That choice defined her legacy. Pola Negri proved that passion could be both strength and liability in equal measure. She paid the cost knowingly and walked away intact. Hollywood did not tame her. It simply failed to contain her. Number 3. Dorothy Dandridge. Dorothy Dandridge carried grace in a world that rarely rewarded it. Her talent was undeniable, yet Hollywood placed barriers around every step she took. Opportunities arrived cautiously. Judgment arrived immediately. Relationships became one of the few spaces where she felt chosen rather than managed. But even there, scrutiny followed. Choices ignored in others became headlines when attached to her name. She lived under constant observation, expected to be perfect while offered little protection. Each connection brought hope, then disappointment. Promises were made and quietly withdrawn. Hollywood blamed her for outcomes shaped by systems far larger than her control. her reputation grew heavier as her opportunities narrowed. Dandridge never sought chaos. She sought stability in a city built on imbalance. The weight of expectation pressed down harder with each passing year. Her story is not one of recklessness. It is one of uneven rules and quiet endurance. Dorothy Dandridge did not misuse attention. She searched for belonging in a place designed to deny it. That truth still echoes. Number 2. Tallulah Bankhead. Tallulah Bankhead never pretended. She lived loudly, spoke freely, and treated attention like fuel. Hollywood tolerated her because no one else could command a room the way she did. Her private life became legendary because she refused secrecy. Connections overlapped, boundaries blurred. Curiosity guided her choices, not caution. She laughed at judgment and ignored expectations entirely. Studios complained but kept calling. Talent bought freedom, and Bankhead spent it generously. She did not seek approval. She did not ask forgiveness. She simply existed on her own terms. That confidence unsettled people. It still does. Tallulah Bankhead represented what Hollywood feared most, a woman who did not shrink herself. She remains unforgettable not because of scandal, but because she refused dilution. Hollywood did not control her behavior. It adjusted around it. Few ever managed that. Fewer still enjoyed it. Number 1. Marlene Dietrich. Marlene Dietrich stands alone because she never borrowed rules. She defined herself before Hollywood could try. Style, identity, connection, all self-directed and carefully guarded. Her relationships crossed borders and expectations. She moved freely, choosing honesty over performance. Nothing about her life was hidden, yet nothing was explained either. That mystery made her untouchable. Dietrich's confidence unsettled executives because it could not be managed. She did not belong to studios. Studios belonged to her image. She remains number 1, not for quantity, but for impact. Marlene Dietrich proved freedom in Hollywood was possible, but never easy, rare, costly, and unforgettable. So, what do these stories really tell us? That Hollywood was never as innocent as it pretended. Power moved quietly, choice carried consequences, and the women who understood that fastest paid the highest price and left the deepest mark. Which name surprised you most? Which story felt unfair? Share your thoughts, subscribe for more untold history, and remember this: the spotlight never tells the full story.